Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be how I prep my skin, how I choose the right foundation color, and how I get a flawless looking finished base. If you're one that you like to buy your foundations through a drugstore only, I know it's super difficult trying to find your shade because it's not like Sephora or Ulta that you can kind of test it and play it around and see if it matches. To be honest, I shouldn't even be saying this because you're not supposed to be doing this. When I go to a drugstore and I want to try out a drugstore foundation, I literally open it up, squeeze a little out, and I test it on myself. If I know the color should be my color, that's when I do it because 99.9% of the chance I do wind up buying the foundation. Somebody is going to come along and try to buy their foundation and it's already open. So only do that method if you know for a fact that color could be your color. It's a very high chance that it could be. You just want to really be sure that it is before you buy it. Don't go around opening up foundations if you're not going to buy it. I am going to throw in at the end of the video how I apply my concealer, the shade that I use, a dupe that is really affordable. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it all over social media already. It's a very popular brand for this product specifically. Applying the concealer is not going to be fully in depth because there's no specific way that you can apply your concealer. I mean, I will show you guys the shape that I normally tend to do. I will throw that in at the end and then I'll finish off my face off camera. Before I start the video, I want to tell you guys that the reason why I'm wearing a pajama shirt is because I literally just woke up. I got my daughter ready for school. I took her to school and I came back. I take her to school like this, but obviously I'll put a jacket on so nobody sees that I'm walking out with PJs. And then I decided that I wanted to film, so I'm not that type of girl to change and look all pretty and try to fool you guys that this is how I wake up in the morning. No, girl. Nobody got time for that. If you guys want to see how I get a smooth, flawless looking face, keep on watching. Alright, so I literally came on camera barefaced. This is actually my first talk through video. Something that I personally do every single day is wash my face. I know what you guys are thinking. Duh. You have to be consistent in washing your face at least twice a day. Hey, if you're not going to wash it twice a day, wash it once a day. Regardless, you need to wash your face once a day. Find a cleanser that suits your skin type. Find a moisturizer that suits your skin type. And every so often, throw an exfoliator or a mask here or there. If you maintain your skin right, your foundation is going to look the best that it can. I wash my face when I wash my teeth in the morning. 2 birds in 1 stone. If you don't feel like you want to wash it throughout the day, that's the perfect time when you can, or at night when you're brushing your teeth and getting ready for bed. When I brushed my teeth, I did wash my face. I actually put a very lightweight moisturizer. So I am going to moisturize again because the moisturizer that I use was super lightweight to a point that it's one of those moisturizers that you feel like it doesn't do enough. I'm taking my Kate Somerville Exfolikate Glowing Illuminating Moisturizer. I like this moisturizer because it gives me such a beautiful glow. Moisturizer, check. Next, what we're going to do is prime. I know a lot of people are not fans of priming their face. They feel either it doesn't work for them or they can't find the right primer that suits their skin type. I know you guys see me use this primer a lot on my channel. It's my go-to. It's one of the best primers that I've personally used. And it's my Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. It's a very thick primer, as you guys can see, which is great for women that have huge pores because I promise you it fills it in with just that little pump that I showed you guys on my finger in 1 shot. The benefits that this primer brings is that it has rose hip and argan oil inside, so it's great for women that have dry skin as well too. So start right here where your pores are, and with whatever's left on your fingers, that's when you're going to brush it out to your cheeks. Brush it out, brush it down, brush it out, brush it down. Again, because I am dry in this area and I get the most texture, I want to bring it around my mouth. Another good primer that you can opt out for using is the Benefit Professional. That's like a #1 primer in our store that everyone literally goes to. And you have the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. Now this is the original. The original is the most popular in our store as well too. In my collection, I did pull a couple that were a little lighter than my complexion, a little darker than my complexion, and what I think is an exact match. When you go to a place that sells foundation, Ulta, Sephora, MAC, Nordstrom, you want to make sure that you personally can see where they're applying the foundation. My personal tip on how to match yourself is to make sure that it blends in with your neck and chest area. You would never want to match just to your face. You want to make sure that it flows with the rest of your body. You want to make sure that you tell the girl or the guy that's selling you the foundation to match it to your neck. These are the foundations we're going to be trying out today. So the Milani foundation and concealer. We have my Lancome Tint Idole. And then we have the Cover FX cream foundation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of foundation in the back of a top or something. I have my Milani. Obviously I can't put the Cover FX in the back of a top. I'll just take it out of the pan. You could already see the difference from the Lancome Tint Idole and the Milani. Look how pink this one looks compared to this one. Probably gonna have to clean this out because the cotton of the Q-tip is like sticking all in there. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a line from my cheek to my jaw so I can see how good it blends in with my neck. I'm taking the Lancome on the other side of the Q-tip. Now I'm going to take the Milani, I'm going to place that right next to the Cover FX. Now that we have all three of the colors placed on my face, you see how far low I dragged it to my neck? I'm going to take this dual-ended brush and I'm going to take the concealer side and I'm going to use it to blend out the foundations. So I'm going to start with the Lancome first. And let's see how good it disappears into my skin. It's okay if it looks a little darker on your face, because again, my face is lighter than my neck and chest area. So as long as it sits well with my neck, I'm good. It is more on the yellow side, but that's okay because I'm yellow as it is. So it's sinking in really nicely. The next one we're going to do is the Cover FX. This one is at least a shade darker than my complexion. It would be great if I got a little tanner because it still has like a golden yellow undertone, so it's still perfect for when I have a tan, but it's not good for me to wear right now. Last one we're gonna do is the Milani. Now remember when I told you guys that I have a yellow undertone? As you guys can see, as I'm blending it out, it does look a lot more darker than the Cover FX, and it's because it has more of a pink undertone than a yellow, so it makes it a lot more darker on my skin tone. Out of all three of them, the one that really suit me the best was the first one, the Lancome. It sunk into my complexion completely. I'm going to take off all those foundations so it doesn't interfere with the Lancome one. So the foundation we're going to use today is the Lancome Tint Idole. And I am in the color 410 Bisque W. Just going to pop that on my beauty blender and pounce that all over. A little tip that I do when I choose my foundations is I make sure that it's not fully on the matte side. And if it is, I do mix it in with the foundation that has like a satin finish or dewy finish, so that way I can change the formula but still keep the coverage of the matte finish foundation. That's why I like to mix my Huda Beauty with my Giorgio Armani, because if you guys haven't tried the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, it is a very dewy, natural finish foundation. It doesn't offer as much coverage, especially for girls who have like pigmentation, dark spots, and all that stuff. So I like to mix it in with my Huda. That way I get the coverage of Huda, but I get the finish of Giorgio Armani, if you know what I mean. If you don't want to mix two foundations because you feel like it would be too heavy on your skin, you could always break up the consistency with a face oil. So the type of foundations that I shop for have to have a satin or a matte finish. Make sure you do drag whatever's left on your brush or your sponge down your neck. You don't typically have to bring it so down, but just a little, that way it looks like you're not wearing a mask. I feel like when you only just have foundation on, you look so weird because you have no definition, you have no brightness, you have nothing. Next, we're going to do concealer. I'm sorry, but my personal favorite is my Tarte Shape Tape. It has phenomenal coverage, and when you blend out, it's literally like airbrushed. So it doesn't look clumpy for me. It doesn't look drying. It doesn't look nothing. Another great concealer that you can use are the LA Girl Pro Concealers. I can apply both of them on each eye so you guys can see the difference. Is it me, or does this brush that you apply it with hurt anybody else? Like when you, I don't know. I feel like it's just me. Now, I wouldn't technically just put it underneath your eyes and call it a day, because 10 out of 10, your concealer is going to be a little lighter than your complexion. It has to be, so that way it can brighten that area. The shape that you want to apply it in is like an upside down triangle. So you would start from the corner of your eye, bring it down your nose, bring it out to your temples, and drag it back into the corner of your eye. And then everything in between, you fill in. You don't want to put too little because then it won't cover enough. The sponge is the best way to blend out your concealer because what it does is it picks up any excess product that you put. If you do go a little overboard, and you know you're that type to go a little overboard, use a sponge to pick up the excess. Some people prefer to set their entire foundation with the powder. You can do that. That's up to you. Me personally, what I do is I set my concealer and that's it. I don't want my face to look heavy at all. I want it to look like I'm flawless, like everything is covered, but I still want it to look like skin. I take my translucent powder. This one's from Kat Von D, the Lock-It powder. I take my beauty blender. I look up and I bake my under eyes. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Baking is not for everyone. So this technique is something for you to try and see if it works out for you. I find when I set my concealer just plain with the brush and very little, my concealer still creases. So the best way that I can assure that my concealer won't move is by baking. Baking is when you take an excessive amount of powder with a brush, it could be a sponge, and you pack it on underneath your eye in the area that you applied your concealer. If you have normal or oily skin, you can let it sit for as far as 1 minute to 5 minutes. During the waiting time, it's up to you if you want to finish up the rest of your face. You can do your eyes, you can do your brows, you can put on your lashes, you can dance, you can sing. I'm going to take this brush right here. This one's from e.l.f. It's their small tapered brush. So for the rest of my face, I do take the powder that I dust off for my eyes and I press it into my face. I'm going to take my Badescu facial spray. This is the green tea, aloe, and cucumber one. I'm going to drench my face in this. So what I like to do, even when I have my face completely done at the end, I take my beauty blender. It's still a little damp. And I go over the entire area of my face. And what this does is that you're pushing in the setting spray into your skin, which makes it sink in a lot better and make it look more like skin. Alright, I like how everything is looking, so I'm going to finish up my face and I'll come back on camera and finish up the video with you guys. Okay, you guys, so this is the final look. This is what I came up with, and of course I would leave everything that I used in the description box below. I hope you guys found this video super helpful. If you did, I will have a lot more how-to videos uploading very soon. I'll see you guys in my next one, and don't forget to subscribe and like on your way out. Bye!